Take Two.
Take Two. Actually, we had this done, and we were pretty positive with what we'd done, and kind of like we liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was
And
really
then,
well done. I talked in depth.
Yeah, it's probably more depth than it's going to be now because we're doing it over.
Okay.
And,
Puppet Master Retro is the first one on our list for
Right.
Volume 3.
Puppet Master Collection Volume 3 as Video Zones
yeah,
again. The Making of Evil 13 vidcasts from China because part 9 was done in China.
Oh, don't watch that.
All 9 Puppet Master original trailers. Actually, part 9 was done in China at the same time that Killjoy 3 was being done. They were actually shot on the same side.
Killjoy, I don't surprisingly mind.
Killjoy, actually, that's the one I won from a full movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool movie, actually.
Okay, Retro Puppet Master. Getting into this one quickly.
It's
I like it sucked. I like the designs of the puppets, even though they don't make any sense for a kids, because it's supposed to be like a kids show that they all do. Yeah, and
Are we going to do the kids show right again?
we don't need to. I don't think so. I did it last time.
Just give a couple lines from this kids show.
Oh, the
this
kids
puppets,
show.
Because Andre Talon is a friend
Yeah,
of all kids.
he's showing all the kids stuff. So it's like they have all these like terrifying eyeless puppets, and first they're like talking about like one eye is better than the better, and then like no eyes is better, so you can like without seeing and stuff. And then suddenly they're like one of them is like, where are? He's like, where are we? What is this place? And one's like, do you not know, friend? See the flames, smell the sulfur. And the other one of them is like, yes, we are the souls of the damned. We live in purgatory. Surely this must be hell.
Yeah, that's a kid show.
They have homeless people out front who die.
Yeah.
It's about Toulon back in his pre-Toulon days being Toulon, but
This is a prequel to the prequel.
it's a prequel to the prequel.
After this, by the way, they're all pretty much, except for the 8th one, they're all going to be prequels.
Yeah, 8th one's barely a film. Though to be fair, 9 is barely a film. But this one, he fights mummies. They're mummies.
They look like the guys from Dark City.
Yeah, the Dark City mummies. They fight him on a train slowly, and they get their asses kicked
On
by
a
a bunch
train?
of... Yeah.
On a plane? Will you eat them here or there?
I will not eat them anywhere.
Will you watch it on a train?
I do not like it, Sam.
I do not like Retro Puppet Mess.
It's...
The designs of the pups are pretty cool. Dr. Death is a pretty cool design.
Oh, I love Dr. Death. Actually, he seems very out of place. He looks like one of the new puppets, whereas all the other stuff were really retro. He looks more new?
Exactly, and he doesn't really fit in, but the thing is,
I think he would fit in with the rest of it.
Wanted to make new puppets, of course, because he wanted more toys, more revenue. At this time...
These were the last of the good puppets he made.
Yeah, after this, I think he lost the rights to Puppet Master for a while, didn't he? From Universal or something like that?
He didn't make them for a long time. Because that's where the fake Puppet Master 8, Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys came in. And we're not going to talk about that.
We will.
That hurts me. Yeah. But it hurts me. It almost hurts me as much as 9.
Now let's get 8.
Yeah.
8 is the legacy. 8 is a clip film.
8 is a clip film.
What it was supposed to do was supposed to fill in all of the continuity errors from the previous films and let us know what had happened to the characters that we didn't get to see afterwards. And pretty much what happened to the characters, Matthew?
Oh, they all died.
They all died.
You remember when we talked about in the last video 4 and 5, the guy who was like...
Pretty cool.
He's okay. He was like the guy who was like, yeah, new puppets. It's awesome. Puppets, awesome.
You were we're watching that one thinking, man, I really like Talon to be back or something like that. And then, you get the young Talon back, you're like, oh, man, I really shouldn't wish for that.
Yeah. So we get to, like, in 8, when they're talking about, like, how did you get the Diary of Toulon? The guy from the 4 and 5 had that. And, she's like, the assassin who's sent after this new guy who's, spoiler alert, it's Eric. By the way, the back actually spoils everything that happens in that film. And also lies. There are not 2 hours of rare behind-the-scenes footage. It's a clip film. It's the little boy from 3. It's like, oh, how did you get that? And this assassin's after him, and she's like, who do you think took 5 bullets for me to get this? I killed the guy from 4 and 5. I'm like, no, you can't. And she's like, and they're like, oh, how did you get this stuff? I came in on Tank from the last one. I killed him. I destroyed him.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that was like, yes.
Yeah.
This
But
I would like to prefer to see that,
Yeah,
like Jar Jar
we
Binks'
wanna
death,
see- yeah,
but
we'll see
come
it.
on.
We kind of want to see Tank. We
But
want to see Tank die
This
slow.
one has another one of those
Endings.
freaking endings. Oh, I forgot to mention this. 7, the Retro Puppet Master, has an ending where they have Cyclops' head and they're like, oh, and like in the beginning it's like, look, and this is how it instigates the story. At the end, they kind of like, they're like, wait, what? The puppet's kind of like signal towards, and he's like, oh, you want to know why it's scratched? That's a story for another day. Never mentioned again. They never talk about it. It's never said what happened to the old
They
puppets.
never said it was any of our days. It's like,
That's true.
it's a story for another day in another world when Puppet Master would have stayed good or something like that.
In 8, it ends with another cliffhanger where you reveal that the girl was hired by the former still living puppets that live now in Woodbine. It's cool. It's actually cool. The ending was like, I was hired by the people that Toulon left behind that are still living in wooden bodies. Like that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I actually like that.
And then she gets killed,
Yeah, you kinda
and
wanna-
then by the puppets who come back for a split second, and
Kinda
then you
wanna-
hear a noise behind Eric Weiss, and he like turns and he's got the gun, and he's like really surprised. Never talked about it again. Never mentioned. We don't know what happened there. We don't know what happened anywhere.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of 2? Who knows? What happened at the end of 5? Who knows? Oh wait, he got shot. I forgot. They
Yeah.
mentioned that in this one.
Yeah.
What happened to Tank afterwards? Get that also. What happened to this girl? I don't know. What happened with the old puppets? I don't know.
It is horrible. I mean, for such a horrible movie, it had started to have a pretty good ending. So
Yeah.
So you're thinking, hey, maybe they can salvage it with the next film.
It may be a terrible clip film that erases all the old stuff.
Yeah, we can
But-
salvage this. We can
But
salvage.
yeah,
this
like
with
it's
the next
going
one.
on to somewhere that's good.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's
not
not.
at all. It's
We're gonna
Puppet
get a
Master.
prequel.
Axis of Evil. It's another prequel.
Another prequel.
More
This
Nazis.
prequel is different because it's a prequel. It's weird to explain. It's set in between the opening scene of part 1, where we see early Bodega Bayan, where Toulon kills himself,
Kills himself. Yeah.
and the actual one, because it takes place directly after he kills himself. You see, Toulon was a drunk who
No, he
went
wasn't.
around. Oh, apparently in this one he was. Who went and told this disabled carpenter, "Hey, you want to see my living puppets? I got living puppets. I know how to make living puppets." So when he comes to see him, the events of the first part happen. The Nazis, who look nothing like the Nazis from the first one, come in, and he's dead. And he gets the puppets, and we get a new puppet. First time in a while. First time since Decapitron, because Tank doesn't count.
Well, we got new puppets with retro. If you want to be like,
Well, yeah.
but not
yeah,
new puppets in like the modern.
But new,
Similar.
oh, this can appear in more films. Ninja. In case you're wondering, it's a small ninja. Super creative.
Yeah.
He holds a giant katana at one point, given to us by our poorly acted Japanese female.
Oh my
one.
god.
You
Racist.
Yeah. This, by the way, not being racist. This is literally what the film does. Oh, German man, you don't know our power. I do not answer to you. So, there's a lot of
It's getting
racist
to the
stuff in that
point
one.
where they can't ruin Toulon's character
you-
anymore. Than if the I don't know if they had him show like Puppet Master 11 comes on, and he's like in the back with some little kid.
Yeah. Toulon is-
Honestly, that would be the next logical
Yeah,
step in the ruination of Toulon. Is like, oh, by the way,
He's a
perv.
pedophile. He's a complete pedophile.
He's with a pedo beard.
Yeah. But
That's horrible.
in this one, they got Ninja, and Ninja just is a ninja. He throws throwing stars.
And you're kind of glad that they have Ninja, because the guy that acts as his brother, everybody acts horrible in this movie.
Yeah, but
the guy
he
that
is
acts as his brother
one of the
is
worst.
so irritating.
Yeah.
I don't know if the guy is a bad actor or not, but the character is so irritatingly written and so
Yeah.
freaking bad,
See-
so over the top. This is a very America fuck yeah type movie.
Yeah, it's a lot of like the main character's big like gripe with everything is that he can't go to World War II and help out. This is
Yeah.
a joke. Well, they're talking about the fact that he makes chairs, and he's like, "What can I do? I'm just a carpenter." And and his brother goes, "I got an idea. How about you make a chair for the crowds? We'll get it. We'll give it to them, and they'll give it to Hitler. And you know what? Right when he sits on it, wham! A spear right up his ass." And they're all like, "Oh, ha, ha, ha. Oh, you're so funny." And then he dies.
And
Not immediately. There's a bit of a gap. But in my eyes, then he dies. He dies, and we watch him die. And the rest of the film
And
is
the little of
looping
us,
that.
the little of us, die with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
We're huge fans.
it's awful. It's
Yes.
an awful film. It's terrible.
Let's go to 10.
Let's go to 10.
Okay. 10.
Ninja dies,
This
by
is
the way.
big.
Just spoiler alert. The character you don't care about dies.
10 is done by Charles Band.
Charles Band. That's right. He's directed it. Stop that. Don't
Yeah.
do that. You see, because 10,
Dakota,
they replaced the
don't you direct that.
they replaced the bad actors from the first, 9th film with bad actors for the 10th film. They introduced 3 new puppets.
But hey,
Kamikaze.
at least we get rid of those racism, right?
Oh no! You see, because the first thing we get is Ninja was too generic. We want to get really racist with our Japanese references. Kamikaze, a super squinty-eyed, like wrinkly faced, glasses wearing kamikaze puppet that blows stuff up, and literally the noises I'm right about this. I think literally the noises he makes are. Ching, chong, she. And it's awful. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. I mean,
You feel bad for like
they
watching
introduced like 4. They actually introduced 4. I forgot about that.
It's a werewolf, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a werewolf one. Like they introduced them one at a time, and the first was Blitzkrieg, and I was like, a tank puppet? It's not really.
Yeah, that's right.
Then there were like Bombshell, which is this like German.
It's Ilsa, basically.
It's Ilsa. It's Ilsa, which also kind of racist as well, like stereotypical like blonde like
Not really
tall
racist
woman.
so much.
It's not as
It's a
racist.
throwback to like
It's-
the Ilsa exploitation movies.
You gotta remember that these are Nazis making it, so it's more like a look, it's us, it's our perfect Nazi woman,
Yeah.
and then you get like the weremong, and I was like, that's fine. I mean, it's a werewolf one. That doesn't seem very interesting either. But then there was Kamikaze, and I'm like, no,
Why did you go
don't
this way?
do that. No, stop. Ninja, fine.
Like I love Pop Master movies, and I will watch them
Stop.
as far as they go. But you know what, Charles Band, please, I'm just
Don't do it.
I'm begging, man.
Don't do it.
No
Don't
more
do
no-
it. Stop
You know,
it, please.
this had a cliffhanger to number
Yeah,
10 that
this
anything
one
else.
ended with one of the like dumbest cliffhangers because the guy who makes all the new Nazi puppets is like, man, I blew up all those other Nazi puppets. It was terrible. It was awful. I didn't want to do any of that. And the
Yeah.
other people like everything gets good again. And they're like, you killed a close personal friend of ours and caused much damage and destruction.
Yeah.
See you later. And he walks off. And as he's walking off, he's literally got in his briefcase a thing of Toulon syrup, and they're just like, whatever. I'm sure you won't use that.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
It's a cliffhanger. This is a threat. It's like an open threat.
It's like, hey, by the way,
The only
thanks,
way,
let me go. I'm gonna kill you.
the only way this could have been worse was if it ended with the black screen and the white text in. See us again in Puppet Master like 11. Access returns, or Danny Coogan's back, or even more racism,
Or more racist.
intense racism.
Yeah, no, they had to go to Ooga Booga to do intense racism.
Yeah. Oh god.
Really quick, because we're almost through here, we should mention Puppet Master versus Demonic Ties. Demonic Ties was a franchise that started really good. The first one was excellent. I kind of had fun with Demonic Ties versus Dollman. We'll get into Demonic Ties franchise on their own another
Yeah,
time.
I've also seen all those.
But let's talk about the Demonic Ties versus Puppet Master. This was a
It's
TV.
awful.
This was a sci-fi
It's
TV
god
movie.
awful.
It was meant to be a pilot for an actual Puppet
Corey-
Master series with Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman.
as the scientist.
Oh, by the way, the origin for them in this movie is completely wrong. They say it was because they were. The formula's still there, but it's blue. But they say that the reason is because of this is made from this super special, magnificent magical tree. We don't have enough time to actually get really in depth with it. But magical tree, the puppets now look plastic. They get burned and get super like upgraded. Whoa, 90s style.
yeah, okay.
And it's about killing kids on Christmas because of demons. I
It's-
think.
Like, is this kind of like
We gotta go.
Silent Night, Deadly Night?
It's a bit. We do have to go.
It's literally time for tea, but honestly, after listening to this,
We need
it's
it.
almost time for harder stuff. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Time for tea, and I hope you
time
enjoyed the
for
Puppet
tea.
Master Collection retrospective, and we'll get more of these done. Please, Charles Band, please, no more of this stuff. Let's get back. Let's get the originals again.